Hello guys and welcome to the TechLab YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to configure failover cluster in Windows Server 2022. A failover cluster is a group of independent computers that work together to increase the availability and scalability of clustered roles such as applications and services. If one of the computer fails, another one can take over its workload without causing significant disruption to the users. Failover cluster can use physical or virtual machines, and they can provide different levels of availability depending on the configurations and the clustering software. And some common examples of failover cluster going to configure right now. This is the domain name, okay, and the PC name. In this PC I have created Active Directory domain services, okay, and I'm going to the node 1 computer, okay. This is the node 1. We have joined the server domain name, okay, and this is IP address 153 range, and go to the second node, and this is the second computer. Node 2 is the computer name and the domain name. This is the IP address 150 range, okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to installing the failover cluster, okay. Before that, configure iSCSI services, okay, and I'm going to the dashboard on server manager and click add roles and features, click next. Here you can see file and storage services, and going to expand, and the file and iSCSI services, click expand and scroll down. You can see here iSCSI target server, okay. Click on that and click next and next, and restart the destination server automatically if required. I'm going to click yes and install, and wait for a couple of seconds until the installation completed. The iSCSI services installation completed. Close this, go to the file and storage services and click iSCSI. Here you can see to create an iSCSI virtual disk, start the new iSCSI virtual disk wizard, click on that, and in the server only C partition is available. I'm going to create inside the C drive, okay, and click next and type the disk name is virtual1, okay, and click next. The virtual disk size, I'm going to type 10 GB, click next and type here storage 1, okay, and click on add. Here you have to assign the IP address of node 1, okay. Remember that we are going to connect node 1 server, okay. Type here 192.168.60.153, okay. Click OK, add again, and go to the IP address and type here the address of node 2, okay, 192.168.60.154. click OK and click next and create it. Now we have created the virtual disk, okay, and I'm going to create one more disk. Go to the task and new iSCSI virtual disk and click next and type the virtual disk name again, virtual2, okay. Then click next, and here I'm going to type the size of virtual disk 20. Okay, then dynamically expanding. Click next, and next click new iSCSI target. Okay, and click next, and here type the name storage 2. Okay, and click next, go to add and select IP address, and here you have to type 192.168.60.153 is the node 1. Click OK and add again and select IP address and type the node 2 IP address 192.168.60.154 and click OK, and next click next and create. Close this, and now we have created the virtual disk 10 GB and 20 GB. Now go to the node 1 server and open server manager, and go to tools. Here you have to find iSCSI initiator. Click on that and click yes. And the target server is our server, okay, domain controller. Type the IP address of domain controller 192.168.60.149. Then click connect, and the second one connect, and done. And go to the volumes and devices and auto configure. Okay, then click OK, and go to the run command. Type here disk mgmt.msc, and you can see now the 2 virtual disk is visible here. Okay, and right click and click online, and come to the second disk, click online, and right click again, initialize disk, and select MBR boot record and click OK, and come to the second drive. Okay, now right click and create a simple volume and click next. Select the drive letter and next, click next and finish. Then come to the second drive, second disk, and right click and new symbol volume, and next, and select drive letter, next, and continue next and finish it. Now we have created 10 GB and 20 GB virtual disk. Let's open the file explorer. You can see here 20 GB and the 10 GB is visible in the file explorer. Okay, the same we have to assign the node server to. Okay, and log in, and this is node 2. Go to the server manager and tools and click iSCSI initiator, and the small window iSCSI initiator properties, you have to type the domain server IP address and type here 192.168.60.149. okay, click connect and connect, second one connect, and done. Go to the volumes and devices and auto configure. Okay, and click OK. Now we have configure the iSCSI and go to the disk management run command disk mgmt.msc. Okay, the same procedure, right click, disk 1 online, and the disk 2, right click and online. Then go to the File Explorer, and the second node server also visible the two virtual disk, and we have created both server the iSCSI virtual disk. I'm going to close this console, and now I'm going to install node 1 server, the failover cluster. Okay, and go to the server manager and click add roles and features, and click next, and select the server, next, and next. Here you can find the failover clustering. Okay, click on that and add features, continue, next, and install. And I'm going to install the second node server. Okay, the same procedure, go to the server manager, node 1 server, the cluster installation done, and the node 2 server also is done. And after restart the server node 1, I'm going to configure the failover cluster. Click on the server manager and go to tools, and here you can find the failover cluster manager. Okay, click on that, and this is the failover cluster manager. Before configuring the failover cluster, you have one good option, validate the configurations, and click validate configuration, click next. Here I'm going to type node 1 and add, and type again node 2, click add, and click next. Here I'm going to select run only tests I select, click next. Expand the network and uncheck the validate switch enable team configuration, and click next and next. Wait until validating. Okay, we can check here all pass, then we can start the create cluster. This is very good option from Microsoft. And now we have completed the validation. Click finish. Some error is there, and let's see, and create a cluster and click next. And here I'm going to type only one server, node 1. Okay, and add. The second option, no, I do not require support from Microsoft for this cluster. Okay, and click next. And the cluster name is Office, and type the IP address 155. Okay, click next, then finish. Yes, we got the name office.techlob.local. Okay, this is the full name, and we need to configure the storage. I'm going to expand the storage and click disk and right click and add a disk, and we have two virtual disk, 20 GB and 10 GB. I'm going to select OK, Now we got the two virtual disk, 20 GB and 10 GB. And now I'm going to add a node, and click next and type here node 2. Okay, and click next, and here you have to uncheck add all eligible storage to the cluster and click next. And you have successfully added one or more nodes to the cluster. Okay, and click finish. Now we got the two server, node 1 and node 2. Alright, I'm going to add a roles and configure the role and click next, and the file server. I think the required roles features file server is not installed in our system, so we need to add roles and features, okay, in the server manager. Let's install it first and go to the server manager and add roles and features and click next, next, next. And you can see file and storage services expand, and expand the file and iSCSI services. And when you come down, you can find the file server and click next, next, and restart the destination server automatically if required and install. And the same procedure we need to follow the node server too. Go to the server manager and add roles and features, click next, next, and we have done the file server. Close this and go to the failover cluster again. Here I'm going to create the role, right click and configure role and click next, and select file server, next, and the second option, scale out file server of application data, select and next, and type the file name. I'm going to type office data, okay, and click next, because no space needed here, and next, next again, and wait for the installation and finish. Okay, now we have created the role. The office data is still running, okay, and select office.techglob.local, and you can see witness is none. Okay, we need to create the Quorum disk. Okay, so right click on the tab and go to more actions and configure cluster Quorum settings. Click on that and next, and here you can see the select the Quorum witness. I'm going to select the second option and click next, and here configure a disk witness. Okay, select on that and next, I'm going to expand the disk 1 and disk 2. The witness disk, I'm going to select the 10 GB, click on that, and next, and next, and finish it. Now you can see here the cluster disk 2. Okay, the witness disk is selected, and go to the storage again. You can see here, and here you can find the available storage and disk witness in Quorum. Okay, I'm going to select the 20 GB, right click and add to cluster shared volumes. Okay, click on that. Then after that, I'm going to the roles again and right click the office data and add a file share. Okay, click on that, and now the office data file is going to share. Then and select SMB share quick, click next and next, type the share name. Okay, here I'm going to type the share name files. Okay, then click next and next, next, and create. Close this. Okay, now we have create the share folder, and after that I'm going to Windows Server domain controller. Here I'm going to type in the run command // office admin. These are the folders I have created before the testing purpose, and this is the folder which we created. I'm going to open this, and for the test purpose I'm going to create files and folders. I'm going to create a folder and the compressed zip folder. Yeah, anything you can I can show you now. Go to the node 1 server. I'm going to manually shut down the server which is node 1. Okay, and before that check out of the role, and now the role is running node 2 server. Okay, I'm going to manually shut down the server node 2. Okay, I'm going to right click and more actions and stop cluster service. Okay, and now you can see the second node server I manually shut down. I'm going to check the server again, and still you can visible the folder and create more folder, and I'm going to create a text file in the test. I'm going to type the documents. Here I'm going to type just hello world, anything you can save. Okay, and I'm going to node 1 server and go to the role. Here you can see the node 1 server is taken action, continue the network. Okay, this is how the failover cluster is good for the office purpose without any data loss. You can continuously work. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and share, subscribe the TechGlob YouTube channel.